The accidental superstar. Looking at Henry Cavill today, it's hard to imagine a time when Hollywood wasn't interested in him. He seems like the kind of actor who was destined for success from the very beginning. But the reality is much different. Before becoming one of the most recognizable faces in entertainment, Henry spent years fighting for opportunities that never seemed to come. He auditioned for major roles only to watch them go to someone else. Several projects that could have changed his career slipped through his fingers, and there were moments when it looked like he would become another talented actor who never got his big break. What makes this part of his story so fascinating is how he responded to those setbacks. Instead of becoming frustrated or giving up, he continued pushing forward, improving his skills and waiting for the right opportunity. Eventually, that opportunity arrived when he landed some of the biggest roles of his career. But success didn't transform him into a completely different person. If anything, the years of rejection seemed to make him more appreciative, more humble, and more grounded. As viewers learn about his journey, it becomes clear that people aren't just attracted to the success he achieved. They're drawn to the way he handled the struggle before the success ever arrived.
The reactions nobody can fake. A surprising pattern starts revealing itself. No matter where Henry Cavill goes, people seem to react in a way that feels completely genuine and impossible to manufacture. Fans who were perfectly calm just seconds earlier suddenly become speechless the moment they realize who is standing in front of them. Some laugh nervously, others stare in complete disbelief. A few even look like they're trying to convince themselves that what they're seeing is real. What's remarkable is that these reactions happen across different countries, different age groups, and completely different environments. Whether he's surprising fans at a special event, greeting supporters in public, or meeting children who know him as Superman, the emotional response is almost always the same. There is a mixture of excitement, shock, and admiration that appears instantly. Unlike many celebrity interactions that feel staged or overly produced, these moments seem authentic because nobody has time to prepare. People simply react. And the more examples viewers see, the more obvious it becomes that Henry has a unique effect on people. It's not just recognition, it's something about his presence that consistently leaves people smiling long after the interaction is over.
Few celebrities create as many unintentionally funny interview moments as Henry Cavill. Over the years, viewers have noticed a recurring trend that happens whenever he sits down with journalists, hosts, or reporters. Everything starts normally. Questions are asked, answers are given, and the conversation appears completely professional. Then, little by little, something changes. Interviewers begin stumbling over their words. Some lose track of what they were trying to ask. Others become visibly distracted and start laughing at themselves. In certain cases, the admiration becomes so obvious that even the audience notices it immediately. What makes these moments so entertaining isn't the awkwardness itself, but the way Henry responds to it. He rarely seems uncomfortable. Instead, he handles every situation with patience, humor, and a level of confidence that puts people at ease. Rather than making anyone feel embarrassed, he often laughs along with them, which only makes the interaction more memorable. These clips have become some of the most shared moments involving Henry because they highlight something viewers don't often see in Hollywood: genuine reactions that nobody planned for. The result is a collection of interviews that are often more entertaining than the questions themselves.
What his co-stars keep saying, while fans and interviewers provide plenty of evidence that Henry Cavill is widely admired, some of the most interesting observations come from the people who spend months working alongside him. Across countless interviews, his co-stars continue repeating many of the same compliments. They describe him as supportive, respectful, hardworking, and surprisingly approachable despite his level of fame. Younger actors frequently talk about how welcoming he was when they first joined a project. Others mention how willing he is to offer advice or encouragement when someone needs it. What's particularly interesting is that these stories often appear without anyone directly asking about his personality. Conversations about movies suddenly become conversations about Henry's professionalism. Discussions about filming experiences turn into stories about how kind he was behind the scenes. In an industry where difficult personalities can become legendary, hearing the same positive descriptions over and over again begins to stand out. The consistency is what makes it convincing. One compliment could be polite. Two might be coincidence, but when dozens of people from different projects continue saying similar things, viewers start to understand why Henry has built such a strong reputation both on and off the screen. The secret behind his reputation isn't his acting career or his physical appearance. It's the fact that underneath the image of a Hollywood superstar is someone whose interests are remarkably relatable. While many celebrities carefully craft a public image designed to maximize popularity, Henry has always seemed comfortable embracing the things he genuinely enjoys. He openly talks about gaming, fantasy novels, tabletop hobbies, and building high-performance computers. In fact, some of his most viral moments have nothing to do with movies at all. They involve him
discussing the same hobbies that millions of ordinary people enjoy every day. This authenticity has become one of the biggest reasons fans feel connected to him. He doesn't come across as someone pretending to be relatable. He comes across as someone who never felt the need to hide who he was in the first place. That honesty creates trust, and trust creates loyalty. As a result, many people see Henry as more than just an actor. They see him as someone who remained true to his interests even after achieving massive success, which is something audiences deeply respect.
The controversies and backlash. Despite his positive reputation, Henry Cavill's career hasn't been completely free of controversy. Like many public figures, he has found himself at the center of debates, rumors, and intense online discussions. Certain comments have sparked criticism. Major career changes have fueled endless speculation. His departure from popular projects created waves of theories as fans tried to understand what was happening behind the scenes. Social media only amplified these conversations, with every new headline generating fresh opinions from supporters and critics alike. However, what separates Henry from many celebrities is the way he tends to respond to these situations. Instead of engaging in public feuds or escalating conflicts, he often takes a quieter approach. He rarely appears interested in creating controversy for attention or using drama to stay relevant. This has allowed many situations to fade naturally over time while preserving the goodwill he has built with audiences. Even people who disagree with certain decisions often acknowledge the professionalism with which he handles difficult circumstances. In many ways, the challenges and setbacks he has faced have only strengthened the image that fans already had of him. Why his popularity keeps growing. Most celebrities experience a predictable cycle. They rise to fame, dominate headlines for a few years, and then gradually fade from public attention. Henry Cavill's journey has been different. Instead of declining, his popularity seems to keep expanding with every passing year. One reason for this is the unusual level of loyalty he inspires among fans. Whenever career setbacks occur, people immediately rally behind him. Whenever rumors appear online, supporters rush to defend him. And whenever new opportunities arise, audiences genuinely want to see him succeed. This kind of support cannot be created through marketing campaigns alone. It comes from years of consistent behavior that builds trust and admiration. Fans don't just appreciate Henry because of the characters he plays, they appreciate the person they believe exists behind those characters. Through interviews, fan interactions, stories from co-stars, and countless public appearances, he has created an image that feels increasingly rare in modern entertainment. That's why his popularity continues growing. People aren't simply following a celebrity, they're supporting someone they genuinely respect, and that makes all the difference.
After seeing all these moments together, a much larger picture begins to emerge. On the surface, it would be easy to explain Henry Cavill's popularity by pointing to his looks, his success, or the iconic characters he has portrayed throughout his career. But those explanations only tell part of the story. Plenty of actors are talented, plenty of actors are successful, and plenty of actors have built impressive careers. Yet very few consistently generate the same reactions that Henry does from fans, interviewers, and co-stars alike. The common thread running through all these stories is not fame. It's character. People repeatedly describe him as respectful, humble, hardworking, and authentic. Those qualities appear again and again, regardless of who is telling the story. Over time, those small moments have created something far more powerful than celebrity status. They've created trust. And in a world where public images often feel manufactured, trust is incredibly valuable. Perhaps that's the real reason people continue talking about Henry Cavill. Not because he's playing a hero on screen, but because many people believe he has managed to remain one off screen as well.